This is such a fascinating story that I got to tell it. So if you're wanting to see the comparison between this and this item, that's not this video. That I will do that in another video, but I can already tell you my magic ball. These are so sonically close that to split hairs is going to require splitting hairs. It's going to be like that. If it's anything more than that, like I can really hear things on this that I can't, I'll be shocked. It could happen. I doubt it could happen. Should you buy this? If you are a spec junkie and you look at pieces of paper and you say, "Oh, it's got a 4497. This one's got a 4493. It's got the THX amp, and then this one don't have it." And yeah, total harmonic distortion via that THX is superior on this. Take my money. For those people, you've already bought it. Or if you weren't aware of it, then yeah, buy it. Everybody else, hold up. For a couple reasons. And let me get into the elephant in the room, the story behind this. You've got an item, it's got a life cycle like every item does. And then you've got companies that have really short turnovers, like they make the life cycles very short, like Astil and Kern, and anniversary editions, special editions, just like it's one after the other. But these people are like loyal followers, so they'll do that. FiiO is dealing with a different customer base. Some of them are like that, but a majority are not. So while these people are coming in and saying, "I love my M11," and then the next day someone else is coming in. This is multiple platforms. Man, for the money I paid, this thing's dope. I totally love this thing. I'm gonna get one for my wife. This is really nice. Anybody know where I can A, B, C, and D? Like they do streaming or whatever their specific usage is. Then they'd come in and they'd ask questions. So the internet was buzzing with happiness and questions, which is good. And then right in the middle of that moment of where you want everything to have that moment, and that doesn't happen with everything, but it was happening with the M11. Right in the middle of that, boom! Somebody pasted an email exchange, or it was announced by the company itself that the M11 Pro was on the way. Right dead in the middle of the heat of this thing's enjoyment and the people around that creating the enjoyment, this thing gets announced in a really short period of time. And it's not coming after Christmas, it's coming really soon. Like, people who bought this were thinking, I would have bought that if I had known 2 weeks ago. Can I cancel my order? Like, stuff started happening like that. And you think, yeah, that's not so good. Oh, it gets a little bit worse. They announced the M15 also. So you take the people that were stoked about this item, make them peeved that there's a Pro version, like right on its heels. And then to make this thing in a bad spot, there's another one coming. So this is the middle. This is the stepchild. This is the, I am not going to be, loyal follower like a dog and go, okay, I'm going to go for the M11. And the Pro, you say it's better, I'm going to get that too. And then, of course, the M15 comes. That's a really, really, really small group. Most people are like, whoa, what? Hold up, wait a second. I just ordered this thing. What's going on? And they're peeved. And so they said, I ain't touching the M11 Pro. M15, I'll check that out. I'll look at how that goes, but I am not going boom, boom, boom. So you took this and you made the people that were, before that bomb dropped, because I remember the day, totally stoked. Totally stoked. You make them feel peeved. And now you've got a negative comments, people, feelings in that publicly viewed forum. I thought that was really not a good idea, but that's why I'm a hyper and not a whatever these people are doing, because I wouldn't have done this. And this item now gets stuck into a really short spot as far as it's going to be the best, because the M15's coming, and you've made the people that might jump to it right away upset, and then giving them an excuse not to buy it because the M15 is going to be coming. So on anybody that took university level business classes, you look at this and you think, not the best way to do this. And if you disagree with me, you can go ahead and leave a comment. I know that this was doing quite well the day before this was announced. They were happy. They were pleased. Is something else going to come along from the same company? Sure it is, but let me enjoy my happiness today. That happiness day in numbers was very short because it was interrupted by the Pro. And then the Pro literally was announced in conjunction with the M15, which made its moment at the top very super brief. Absolutely with an expiration date. Like this one, but built in. So the M15 is probably going to do well. I imagine it will. If they keep their FiiO type pricing where they're forcing other companies to try to beat them, but they can't. The DX160 is, God, they will never figure out how to do a UI that doesn't look clunky, Windows 95, and is kind of slow. Shanling has got a really good piece of gear, but they're really emulating FiiO in a lot of ways. So FiiO's the leader, and I guess can afford to do that kind of stuff, but this is just a fascinating. I'm going to do a video. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to listen to it. I can already tell you it's going to go inside and connected to this because of the spec junkie inside of me. This, let me check real quick. Hold up a second. I'm looking at a monitor right here. THX achromatic audio amplifier. Pounded down. It's enables maximum output power, reduction of harmonic interpolation, intermodulation, crossover, distortion by up to 40 dB or something like that. I'm reading this at a distance. Anyway, the THX is what this is all about. I guess there's MQA on there too. I don't really care about MQA, but the THX is a sell point on. I'm sure that's going to be a part of the M15. Kind of just fascinating because as this was doing so good, this gets announced. These people feel bad. A great group of them said, no, I don't even care. I'm not doing that. Especially since you just told me it's going to be usurped by something else not soon after it comes out. This was put in a very tough spot from the beginning. Not that I feel sorry for a piece of gear, but I don't understand. Like, why was this even released? Or why wasn't there more time between the two? I don't know. Maybe this is the way that it's going to go from now on, because when companies get bigger and have a big enough fan base, they can do whatever they want. Hello, Apple. Hello, Apple fans. You know what I'm talking about? Like, do crazy stuff, and people forgive you because they love the brand. Maybe FiiO's reached that point. I hope so, because I'm a huge fan, and I'm going to be using this. And I wreck it in a very superficial way before I listen to it, because I'm not convinced that there's going to be a huge difference. But the specs say that it's superior, so it gets there. This one's going to go to Patreons, and then when the M15 comes, hopefully I get it. Doing videos like this obviously doesn't help me, does it? You can see that, can't you? But I'll buy it myself if it wasn't sent to me. But FiiO was standing to me. So I'm going to call them out or question what happened here. The M11's doing great at its apex. It's not starting to taper off. Sales were climbing. I know this. I've been told this. I know people in the hobby that the data drill down is a science that the Chinese have perfected. I know for a fact that this was climbing in sales at the moment that this was announced. I don't know that that was the best idea. And then you kneecap this before it arrives by saying that there's something that's going to be coming after it. What? I'm not a huge Apple fan. Is that what Apple does? Because if you want to be the best, copy them, I guess. Is that how? I don't know. Thanksgiving is here, and I'm out, and I'm going to do a video for this, and I'll compare them. But let's be honest, people. Is it going to be that big of a difference? Really? I'll be shocked if it is, but I really think this is just for the spec junkies. And I'll eat my words happily if it's otherwise. But anyway, this is going to be the item that is shown by me because I'm going to have the Pro. because it's the Pro. So I'm out. What up? If you bought this and you were a little pissed off when you heard about this, hey, I didn't even pay for mine, and I thought, what? And then this is announced, and then they announced something coming after it, the M15. And then I'm like, whoa. Piss these people off, kill the life cycle of this, and good luck to this one. I hope the M15 is really good because it really needs to be. Or it doesn't have to be because Apple, or I'm sorry, FiiO. Freudian slip there. FiiO has become Apple. And that's a compliment on one side, and it's the opposite on the other. Depends on how you look at it. So enough of my ramble. If you bought this and you like it, I'm happy. If you bought it and you say it's clearly superior to this, I'll be looking for you after I open this up and listen, because I'm skeptical. But it'll go there anyway. And I'm out. You guys have a good Thanksgiving. Stay safe.